Who's right, who's wrong, and what is legally binding? Carl Clemenson, like so many other people in the valley living next to the river and the flood control plan, had been waiting for more than a year to close on their home and move on with their life after the flood. They had signed up to be part of the voluntary buyout, and when the initial offer came in from the city at pre-flood value plus 15%, they felt it was still too low.
So we spent our own money, appealed their offer, their initial offer, by getting an independent appraiser. He came in with a significantly different price than they did. We appealed with that price, and the city countered with a price higher than that one.
And here's where the problem lies. Clemenson says it was explained to them by the attorney's office handling the case why the counteroffer was higher than their own. They signed the documents June 1st and had them notarized at the office and then waited.
Knowing that the feds were taking a little bit longer with the grant money, we decided to, we call every week to 2 weeks to make sure there was no documentation on our part that needed to be signed. If there was no, make sure that once it was good to go, we could go.
However, there was a problem. The counteroffer made by Swanson and Warcup on behalf of the city that was $9,500 higher, which was signed on, was a mistake.
There was a clerical error made at the Swanson and Warcup firm that when it was input into the computer system, it was put in at a higher value than the $112,000.
That's when John Warcup called to say that there was an issue approximately 3, maybe 4 hours before when we were anticipating closing.
Living in a FEMA trailer and wanting to stay in Minot, the Clemensons had already purchased a different flooded house outside of the control project to rehabilitate and call home. That required using all of the FEMA displacement and damage money and the $30,000 loan from the Bank of North Dakota. Carl says without the buyout price they signed on, they're left with a different flooded home that isn't livable.
So we're stuck in a mistake on their part, but not on our part. We were clear on our purchase price. We had called their office. We had gone through why the price was higher than our counteroffer, and we were very clear.
Attorney John Warcup from Swanson and Warcup says that isn't so. In a phone conversation this week, Warcup said, quote, Mr. Clemenson is trying to take advantage of a mistake.
Because of where our funding comes from, and also the city doesn't have excess funds to pay for the difference there, that the offer price still stands at $112,000 from the city.
Clemenson says because the duplication of benefits law, the $30,000 from FEMA would be subtracted out of the purchase price, leaving them enough to clear the mortgage on this home, but leaving them with no other funds to fix the other. Because this is a voluntary buyout, the Clemensons could opt out, leaving their home to be taken through eminent domain at a price that would be the current condition of the land and structure, which is substantially less. Each party involved here is backed into a corner. The Clemensons need the money to rehabilitate a home in the valley. The city can't pay out the difference because of the federal and state money that's being used for the purchases. And Swanson and Warcup contend a clerical error doesn't entitle the family to the money that isn't theirs. A no-win situation across the board. In Minot, Sean Sitma, KX News.